Good afternoon. We're just out in Jacksdale in Derbyshire. I've got C with me today. We're going to be having a look at some of the old disused railway around the Great Northern Line, around the kind of junction with the Selston Colliery?
Selston, Pye and the Selston Pye and Jacksdale.
So we're going to go see if we can pick up the trackbed, and so we'll see you in a while. So firstly, apologies for referring to Jacksdale as in Derbyshire. I can assure you no offence was intended. So let's just have a quick check of Rail Map Online just to have a look at where we're going today. So we're starting at the bottom at Jacksdale there, and we're working our way up past Riddings Junction up towards Pye Bridge. So just before we get started on the old line, we've got a station there, Codnor Park and Selston station. So it opened in 1876 as Codnor Park and Selston, but it was renamed Codnor Park for Ironville and Jacksdale in 1901, before in 1950 just changing its name to simply Jacksdale. And the station closed in 1963. So that station was elevated on top of a viaduct. And we can see that viaduct here crossing the road right where we're starting our explore today. And this is the view today, as you can see, vastly different. You'd never know that there was a viaduct or any kind of disused railway there at all. Yeah, so we're up on the trackbed. So according to National Library of Scotland, this was 5 tracks wide in this place. So we're just leaving Jacksdale and we've come across what we believe to be an old bridge. So what we're looking at here is probably best explained with a few old maps. So this is the start of a bridge, or even a viaduct you could say, where the Great Northern Line crossed over those branch lines into the Selston Colliery. So you can see on Rail Map Online our Great Northern Line in red there, crossing the Selston Colliery branch line. So in the next few minutes we're going to come across the missing bits of bridges where those colliery lines passed underneath. So it's definitely been infilled quite a bit, hasn't it? These large stones, presuming from this bridge that used to be here. There's a big pile of sleepers here. Track connectors still there. So yeah, this is definitely where the colliery branch came underneath. Tangled up again. Yeah, a big pile of sleepers.
What a load of little relics.
Another bit of bridge. Just the other side of that fence is the Chesterfield to Nottingham Midland line. So we've got this line running right along the side of it at Jacksdale. So here's the other side of the banking that we've been trying to get onto. It was a bit thick on top, but plenty of remains there. Yeah, it looks like a telegraph pole as well down there. It's a red brick. So I saw this last week on LDECR where the bridges were red brick, but they had like the outside layer of the bridge was blue brick. Somebody suggested that they were using the cheaper red bricks where they weren't on show. So that's the I suppose southern side of the bridge, you could say, and there's the other side. So would this be a girder span, do you think, going across here?
Possibly. I think I might have found some sort of girder here. Some sort of girder support there.
That's some old track there. That's old track, isn't it? That looks like old railway track. Possibly a bit off a point. So I don't think there's much going on in the direction of the colliery line, is there? It's well overgrown, and then you can see it's been developed over here with a field just past these woods. So Stephen's a much better climber than me. He's made it up onto the top of there. I think I've been a bit optimistic if I think. Right, so yeah, this is the middle bit So this is the other side. This is the other branch line coming in from the other direction. So we've still got the Midland on that side.
Network's going away here.
Yeah, it's not in a great condition, is it, that? It's a train coming past. So we're not on the side of the railway, we have got a fence there. So that's where the branch line from the, I'm presuming from the Midland line, would have come through, because we can see that the angle of the cutting and the bridge went off in that direction. So we're just wondering if this is some kind of signal post, or was the bottom of a signal. So there's the other side that we've just come from. So there's 3 different sections on this bridge we've seen so far. So it's like there's an easier way for someone like me to get on. So I'm going to go on top of this. So up on the trackbed now. Another post. Kind of stellar in there. So straight after coming off that bigger bridge, we've just followed the trackbed about 30 yards and we're on top of a bridge now. So we're still behind the fence, so we're not trespassing. There's the other side of the bridge. So this bridge isn't infilled. Wow. So we just come down off the trackbed. It's just there in front of the bridge we've just been stood on top of. So we're on another cutting now. The disused line that went underneath the Great Northern. A lot of asbestos stuff dumped down here, so being a bit careful. But so many lines crisscrossing everywhere. And here's the bridge. Just being stood on top of there. It's a bit overgrown on top.
Oh, good going, apparently. Oh, you're a beauty.
Yeah, I think this trackbed's been raised because this went underneath Midland according to maps. Which would explain.
So far, and then
It's probably just been again something to do with that gas pipe we've been following in it. They've probably kind of laid that and then buried that.
possibly, yeah. I think these must have been cable carriers as well. Possibly. I'm not too sure, 'cause they... I wouldn't say they frequent neither.
So we're still underneath that bridge.
As far as I can get to the coping stone up here. A big coper. Been infilled this side here. So you're right then, it must have come down under here and up that way. Literally can't go any further here. Me?
It's a bit dark. Oh,
That's
look at the
soot.
soot on the roof, yeah. This is next to useless on a GoPro, it's just black. So we're underneath that bridge now. We think the floor's been raised because we can see coal soot, quite thick coal soot on the roof. So we think, well, it's quite obvious it's been infilled. It's a bit dark. I've had to switch to the phone because the GoPro is useless in the dark. Yeah, so this little, it's like a cave, but it was an old bridge. Yeah, fantastic that. Sat on the roof. There's a little, it's like a little junction box down there as well. See that? And that looks like some kind of ducting for the cables. Surely this can't have been that modern. So it's a question for any local people who might be watching this. We're just a bit curious on that bridge there and its angle to this bridge. It's a bit narrow, that. It could have been a single line going through that. And there is soot on the roof, so it's obviously it's had some kind of steam train going through there. But we're just curious on how it then swings round to get through under this bridge, if it indeed it did go under this bridge. But it's not going to be doubling back on itself down there, is it? So we've just pressed on about 100 yards from that bridge, and we've spotted this metalwork. Lots of what looks like to be, I don't know, like a fence or something, and there's lots of concrete and some foundations for something that's buried. Now we can see on the map that there was a signal box around here. Now I'm just pulling out bits of glass and bits of slate, so we're not sure if that's what we're coming across. There's a bit of slate, we presume from a roof. We've got a bit of tiling or something there. What do you reckon that's off?
I think some of it could have been here, and drainage would have been here.
But we're finding bits of drainage pipe as well. Stephen's doing a bit of digging.
Let's see if I can uncover a bit more wet.
So the size of that one.
Oh. You better.
So we're more and more convinced this is remains of that signal box that you can see on the old maps. We're still walking and we're plodding along down the trackbed. So from what I can see from old maps, we're talking 4 or 5 lines wide on this section, which is why it's a big bank, but it's completely overtaken with trees, like mature trees as well, some of them. So they're not disused, but we've come down to have a look at this bridge. 7 arches. Quite impressive.
It was complete with the wiring and all. No longer.
So we followed a path up the side of the Midland line to the Archers, 7 Archers Bridge. The road over there. Just jumped back onto the Great Northern and walked back towards where we came from. So we're just having a look at a bridge that's been completely infilled now. And that was the trackbed of the Great Northern heading off down there into the sun. So the arch is under there, just buried, just below where we are. There's the road. That's Jubilee Hill. So that's about it from today's Explore. It was great to get out into an area that I wasn't familiar with, and thanks for Steve for showing me around. So don't forget to like the video and hit that subscribe button, and I'll be seeing you again very, very soon on another Disused Railway Explore video. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.